Monday afternoon, and thank you for joining us for 22 News at 4 o'clock. I'm Nick Oresco. Let's get a look at weather and traffic right now with 22 News Storm Team meteorologist Brian Lapis. Snow has moved away from this morning. Dry conditions for the most part. Cold out there now. Yeah, there is a warming trend that's coming in here tonight, but in the meantime, we're actually pretty close to freezing in some spots. So watch out. There still could be some icy surfaces. We had an accident earlier this afternoon in Palmer, which actually closed some lanes on the highway here in the Mass Pike. That has since been cleared, and otherwise we're running fine. You can see here the Pike from Blandford all the way to Brimfield. We're in good shape there. I-91 Northampton to Longmeadow, no problems. Temperatures right now, you can see here that we are still close to freezing. 33 Westfield, 32 in Northampton, 34 Greenfield, 35 in Springfield. Breeze out of the south, though, is going to kick in, eventually warm us into the 40s here a little bit later on tonight. Clouds and radar showing little waves of light rain now. Some steadier rain overnight. We'll show you with our 22 News Storm Team forecast. 3 people are dead and more are injured after a shooting at a private school in Wisconsin. It happened just before 11 o'clock this morning at Abundant Life Christian School in Madison. One of those dead is a child who is believed to be the shooter and also a student at the school. 7 people were taken to the hospital. The identities of the victims have not been released. Greenfield police now have remote access to school security cameras during emergency situations. Greenfield Police Chief Todd Dodge told 22 News both he and the superintendent have given approval for giving police access to live security camera feeds under certain instances. The school committee voted to approve the agreement last week. Prior to the vote, one school committee member raised concerns about what specific situations could trigger police access.
I have questions just to better understand the emergency alert system and like when that gets triggered, who actually does that. Because if that's the only instance where they actually don't need your permission, I want to understand exactly what conditions trigger that.
Chief Dodge said police will have access to the cameras when there is a perceived emergency. That includes unknown people on the school grounds, missing or injured people, or at the request of the superintendent. 2 people, a woman and her child, are in critical but stable condition after a pedestrian accident Sunday night. The 2 were hit at the intersection of Riverdale Street and Daggett Drive in West Springfield around 6 p.m. last night. The West Springfield Police Traffic Bureau is looking for witnesses. If you were there in the area or saw anything, you are asked to contact the Traffic Bureau. Concerns continue to grow over drones that have been spotted all across the Northeast. Today, 2 men were in court in Boston after they were caught flying a drone near Logan International Airport Saturday night. The men were identified by police as 32-year-old Jeremy Fulsick of Bridgewater and 42-year-old Robert Duffy of Charlestown. They were taken into custody. Both are facing trespassing charges. According to police, a third person who fled by boat evaded arrest. Okay, bringing in now meteorologist Brian Lapis. Mostly dry right now for the evening commute. Couple sprinkles out there, but a more steady rain possible later.
Yeah, overnight tonight. Let's take a look at it with our 22 News Storm Team clouds and radar. You can see a few sprinkles here and there. And as we mentioned earlier in the newscast, temperatures are still close to freezing, so there could be some icy surfaces, especially in rural areas. So watch your step, drive carefully. Let's take a look into the future with the 22 News Storm Team Skycast. You can see here 5 o'clock this afternoon, again, little dribs and drabs, light rain, patchy drizzle and fog. And then overnight, here comes the steadier rain. It won't last forever, but there will be a round of steady rain through about 6, 7 o'clock here tomorrow morning. And then tomorrow, we start with the clouds, some scattered showers, but by noontime, we're into the sunshine and temperatures up into the 50s, a high of 52 to 56 tomorrow. We'll let you know if it lasts on 22 News at 5.
Well, do you believe a man can fly? A new look at the upcoming Superman movie was released today with a poster and glimpse at the film's musical score. The film releases in July. It will also be the first movie in the new DCU. Superman is being directed by James Gunn, who previously directed the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy for Marvel Studios. Apple is working on a number of major design and format changes to the iPhone and other products as it tries to jumpstart sales. The company plans to launch an iPhone that will be thinner than current models. The company is also planning two foldable devices. The larger one would have a screen that unfolds to be as large as some desktop monitors at about 19 inches. A smaller model would unfold to a display that's closer to the size of iPhone Pro models. Well, coming up tonight on 22 News, starting at 5 o'clock, Massachusetts has the highest rate of health insurance coverage all across the country, but it comes at a cost. We'll break down the rising costs residents are facing. Plus, with snowy weather today and temperatures over 50 degrees later this week, we'll see how people are feeling about the weather whiplash. Brian?
And despite the lousy weather out there right now, drizzly, damp, chilly, so far traffic is moving along fine. Mass Pike is looking good and no delays downtown Springfield to Northampton on I-91. We've got warmer weather on the way for tomorrow. We'll track its arrival on 22 News at 5.
All right, Brian, thank you. And thank you for joining us for 22 News at 4 o'clock. We're back tonight, as Brian mentioned, at 5 o'clock. Updates anytime on our website at wwlp.com and the free 22 News app.